All right, let's talk about it. I'm actually recording it. I've been doing this transition where I clap my hands saying next video because we've been recording videos back to back. Scholars, welcome back to the counselor's office. This is what happens when I record live. Just a FYI, my plan was to get back to do edits, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. There's so many games coming out, and I've been grinding a lot of Destiny 2. I've been having a hell of a time. Just as a FYI, we're about to talk about Marathon, by the way. So let's talk about Destiny for 2 seconds. I've been having a hell of a time. And I'm like, I think I've had more fun in the past since, the Final Shape. The Final Shape campaign and that small segment before we started jumping into episodes, that was probably the highlight. Into the Light, all that jazz. This Monument of Triumph is so good. And I'm going to say something very, very interesting. If they had said, you know what, screw, all the episodes and Edge of Fate bullshit, and after the Final Shape, they just launched Monument of, Triumph, and they said, this is the end of Destiny 2, we're working on Destiny 3, and or they're going to continue the story, but they're going to take a year off to, uplift the game and do all the things, not do the portal, but do like the tier system and the armor. If they had released all the armor sets like they did with Mon, I think the game would have been in a phenomenal state, or at least a better state than what it was. It is Destiny in all its life has never felt more like an MMO than it does now. The amount of, there are so many fun and crazy builds with the new armor sets and the changes to abilities and the into different weapons. Like a perfect example is I have been maining Slayer's Fang, and I've been Bubble Boy. Void, yes, Void Titan is actually meta, which is something outside of throwing axes has not been a thing that's been actually like Bubble Boy, and it's an experience. Had Bungie started with that and led into like an actual banger of an expansion instead of Edge of Fate at the end of that year of health, I think I might have been gone back to fondling the balls of Bungie like I used to do back in the day. Final Shape was good. It had some issues, but it was overall enjoyable. Monument of Triumph, fantastic. If we had that, then leading into a brand new saga with a well fleshed out campaign that wasn't this shit stain, I think the game would have had some traction. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. That could have been a copium, but I'm having a great time with Destiny 2. But unless Sony has chosen Marathon over Destiny, which goes to our video of the day. So we have Paul Tassi. We're going to react to one of his videos. We have Paul Tassi. It looks like Marathon could end up getting close to 5K a night by the time the mid-season update PvE drops. And we actually do have an update on Steam charts. I know everyone loves Steam charts. We are actually getting close to the point where my channel will have more subscribers than Marathon does players. By the way, like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to go to 10K. I don't really push it as much because I just generally forget. But please subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 10K. So then I can always say, hey, remember that game Marathon? I have more subscribers than it does players. Neat. This is bad. By the way, just so we're clear, it has not stopped. It is still going down. A game that is continuing to plateau. You've got one height to another height. Like it is, if you compare this to Destiny, if we can, just so we want to be clear. If you can compare the plateau, this is after years, all the way since 2016. It plateauing, and then obviously Monument, you can't see it right here, but Monument of Triumph boosted it above both Renegades and Edge of Fate, right? Again, you can't see it. There it is. But Marathon, since it came out, has gone downhill, got a baby bump, and has gone even farther down. This is after years. This is after a couple of months. years, months, years, months. And Sony wants to put all their faith in this game for some reason. Paul, at this rate, how does it seem possible that it will get a year of support? People are going to encounter matchmaking issues and extended queue time soon. Already happening. So we have Lord Charizard. By the way, this guy followed me. I did not expect to get a follow from Lord Charizard. Praise be the Charizard. So I saw a few posts earlier about the game is only making around 1K a day. Any accuracy to this? Where was that said? This is what I've seen floating around. Probably nothing, but it's making its round. So let's look at it. I think it's so funny that the Highguard Reddit has become a second marathon r/marathon hate. By the way, I want to look at both of these one day, go through both Highguard and marathon/hate. So we have the sauce. I don't know what this translates to. Revenues consistently around 500 to 1,500 a day. Honestly, that's more than what I expected a day, to be honest. I didn't expect them to make at least 1,000 a day. What happened to the Highguard subreddit? Well, no, man. I don't know. Like, it's almost like they lost their game and now they want Marathon to die. They're like, no, our game's dead. We're taking you down with us. I don't understand it. Like, you would think Highguard players would be jumping and, trying to push up Marathon because their game got canceled. I don't know. I can't verify those numbers or anything, but with obviously low new sales and not exactly the most robust microtransaction stores selling to not that many players, I mean, it's not good, which is fair. That's fair. It's common logical sense. Common logical sense, right? It makes complete sense that they're not making money. By the way, when we were playing the free week, we looked at their store. It literally has nothing in it, and most of it looks dog shit. Like you spend $20 on a pink dildo knife. It literally looked like a dildo. It was just a pink knife for $20. It was like, why? So let's see what people have to say about it. It's a good game, man. What a waste. And literally no new players are buying Marathon just to play against bots in one map when they do launch that PvE mode. Truth based. Hopium. Yeah, I don't see it lasting any longer. And funny enough, usually, I guess the Mara bots that usually be hating on Paul have finally muted him because none of them are actually trying to argue against this anymore. But there is one person who is Bungie's greatest little soldier. We got Scarrow. Bungie now, we have GameRant. Bungie now has everything riding on Marathon success, but the studio is seemingly doomed if Destiny players never get on board. I love that I get to do this.
We fucking get it, bro. We know everyone's fucking knows. We all fucking get it. Holy fuck.
He's so angry. Bungie's biggest ball fondler, Bungie's biggest shield, the poster boy for Marathon is getting triggered because he knows his time with Bungie is going to come to an end. He's going to have to find a different personality besides riding the peen of Bungie. Mr. You don't agree with me. You're just a Nazi. Mr. I'm not a shill, but I have best friends at Bungie. Oh, what will you do when Bungie shuts down and Marathon dies? I guess you'll have to go suck off some other studio. Like, holy fuck, who is reading these articles? We get it. Marathon fucking sucks, and anyone who likes it sucks, and it's killed Destiny 3, and Bungie is fucking. He's so mad. He's so mad. He's internalizing it. Bro, I guarantee you, this guy is just like the other Marathon losers that are hate watchers. They, instead of just muting these people or staying offline, there's no greater consumer of Marathon hate than the Marathon lovers, apparently. These people need constant, they need constant reassurance that their choice in liking video games is justified. Admitted Marathon sucks now. Wait, did he really? Can you get me a clip or a time link? I want to see where he says that Marathon sucks now. I want that clip. Like, hell yeah, more people are losing their jobs and the people who like this game are going to be really fucking sad. You're contributing nothing to this space and to gamer culture as a whole. Fucking figure it out. No. Scarrow, they are contributing. They are fighting the good fight. We need to call out these shitty games, call out developers who are not giving what people want. If they lose their jobs because they're not giving the consumers what they want, put the fucking fries in the bag. You don't work at Pizza Hut and decide, I'm gonna make burgers instead. Guess what? No one's gonna buy your shit. You're gonna lose your job. It is a privilege to exist, not a right. So I'm not gonna be sad because other people have lost their jobs with the same mentality of making shit that no one asked for. It's called fucking around and finding out. So I have no empathy or sympathy for these studios, especially now that all the Destiny 2 team is gone. The people that there's people that I gave a shit about that lost their job. I don't give a shit about Marathon. This is the part of the company that is making something I don't give a shit about. I do not care if they lose their jobs. They're just another, it's just like any other, store that goes out of business. I'm not going to feel sorry. It's how it is. It's life. It happens. I'm not going to shed a tear for every store that people lose their job. I would be emotionally bankrupt. I would probably jump off a cliff. I'm not going to fall for this, this stupid, emotional manipulation, this abuse of trying to manipulate people's intellectual ability to think outside. You know what? This is how it works as a consumer. As a consumer, you have no responsibility to feel sad for people losing their job. Consumerism is inherently selfish. And if you don't like it, get over it. Get your panties back on or go change your panties, whatever. Because it's not going to change. And guess what? There's going to be more layoffs. There's going to be more. And you can be mad about it. I'm not saying you can't be mad about it. I'm mad that Noah Lee from Bungie got laid off. The Chad, the dude, it pisses me off. The Rad team that made fantastic content. I'm upset that they lost their job. But at the same time, there are people who lost their job that I'm glad they lost their job because they fucked around and find out. Shitty decisions, not giving people what they want. It's how it is. Marathon is a cancer to game culture. It is literally the summation of every bad decision the shitbags that Bungie made and mixed with Sony's corporate greed. Yes, because it was the leaders at Bungie and then it was finally Sony that pulled the plug. You just want your fucking Bungie funded lunches to come back. You glazed Marathon from the beginning, you stupid shill. And you know what? I'm glad that Scarrow's getting the hate he deserves. This dude tried desperately to glaze and, call people out, saying I'm not a shill. Note to self, just because people call you a shill does not mean you never disagree. You could be a shill and still disagree. Shilling is that you're being intellectually dishonest. You're trying to sell someone. It's like the snake oil. You're selling people snake oil. You might agree like the snake oil, but you're trying to convince other people to like the snake oil, and no one does. No one asked for the snake oil, but you like it. That's fine. But you're trying to convince other people it's great, and it's not. It's like if I try to convince people that Halo 4 is amazing, which I think it is, but guess what? I'm not selling people that snake oil because they've already came to the conclusion as a consumer base, as the wider gaming audience that says, no, it's dog shit. And you know what? I'm not going to argue against them. I'm just going to quietly enjoy my experiences. And that's it. I don't need validation from people. But you know who needs validation? People who do not have confidence in their decision to support, enjoy, or like a game. And people who continue to interact with negativity. And obviously, it's causing an emotional reaction, which honestly, Probably because he has friends that lost their job and or possibly on the chopping block at Bungie that are going to lose their job. So it's not just, you know, a gamer liking Marathon. This is someone who has corporate connections. And that's why I always say never trust content creators who have a connection to a studio and that's that deep, because they're not thinking about what's good for the gamers. They're thinking what's best for them and their friends at the corporation. So yeah, it just is what it is. I feel nothing. I do not feel bad. Let's see what people have to say. No one is retweeted. Okay. I love how it's if only Destiny players would play. There's so many fucking other communities out there. Maybe try pandering to someone else besides those of us who hate the game for multiple reasons. I agree with you. These kind of trash articles just regurgitate the dumbest talking points, and yet you guys consume it. Why is it that people who think that these are trash articles are the ones consuming it? If you actually read beyond the headlines, nothing you say here is in LB's article. You made it all up to rage despite its acknowledged Marathon as a quality experience for those who'd love it, and that Sony and Bungie leadership is failing it, and Destiny like pretty shitty. You know what? Let's take a look at the article. I was gonna react to Paul Tassie's video. I lied. Plot twist. We're gonna look at this article just to make fun of, you know, call out Scaro rage baiting. Marathon has only been out for a few months, so it's really hard to tell if it has what it takes to maintain a year-long following like Destiny. But Bungie's fate relies on that being the outcome. Bungie has been dealing with a tumultuous few months since Marathon launched, as many Destiny 2 fans aren't switching over to the extraction shooter. Even before Marathon officially launched, the game was being blamed for the downfall of Destiny 2. And Bungie recently put an end to post-launch support has only made the belief stronger. So that's fairly recent, by the way. The frustration, anger about Destiny 2's end is completely justified, but a lot of the anger is misplaced. Ooh. Marathon shouldn't be outright blamed for Destiny 2 being pushed into the dark. Marathon and Destiny 2 could have absolutely thrived side by side, but because mismanagement from both Bungie and Sony, the two never really got the chance to coexist peacefully. Bungie has now found itself in a position where it only has Marathon to rely on, and it's not looking promising. You know what? This is probably a very fair take. Like, especially if you're like pro Marathon, this is such a fair take. It is so funny that people like Scaro he's such a fucking loser. Holy shit. He's just another dude in the comment section of a YouTube video that looks at the title and gets upset. Oh my God, he is just like every fucking loser in the comment section that just reads the title and gets upset. Oh my God. That's what it is. He didn't even read the article. He just read the title and got fucking mad. Read the fucking article. Like, this is fair. Holy shit. I've had people like this in my comment section before getting upset because of the title. I'm like, did you actually watch the video? Did you actually watch the video? If Marathon is far from a bad game, beyond the stigma from vocal Destiny 2 fans, another reason that the extraction shooter hasn't gained the same reach as its predecessor is because it's much more niche experience. Extraction shooters may be growing in popularity because of games like Arc Raider's success, but that doesn't mean every title in the genre sees the same player numbers. Now that Bungie is experimenting with a Marathon PvE mode, the studio feels desperate to finally win over some of the Destiny 2 crowd who are interested in a full-blown extraction shooter. Despite several major Sony live service games being canceled, Concord flopping and being shut down after only 2 weeks, and lukewarm reception to the upcoming Horizon Hunter and Gathering, the company is still insisting on pushing this goal. Marathon has been one of the few games that is part of Sony's live service agenda to cross the finish line and stay afloat with a consistent player base. It isn't pulling in Destiny 2 numbers, though, and that's a big problem. You know what? This is probably one of the fairest articles that isn't just outright shitting on Marathon. If he actually took the time to read the fucking article, we get it. Marathon fucking sucks. They did not say that. Anyone who likes it sucks. They did not say that. It killed Destiny 2. They actually defending Marathon, saying it's far from a bad game and it's getting a stigma because of vocal Destiny 2 fan. Like, It's crazy that if you read the article, he actually looks like a dumbass. He rage baited himself by reading a title. You have to be like, again, this is someone that needs to see fancy headlines that are glazing the game. These are people that need constant reassurance. They need to feel, some kind of vindication. They need to, other people to say only positive things. And if you read the title, they were actually trying to say, hey, it's not a bad game. It's getting bad rep because of this, but it's not looking good. They're trying to make it pop off. Like they're being, it seemed unbiased. They're saying the truth, but in an unbiased way, instead of just saying it's shit or bad, like you're trying to project it is. Like you're actually being misleading and deceptive. Like you are actually gaslighting people. Because it didn't even say this, like, hell yeah, more people are losing jobs. That wasn't even something that was said. You're contributing to nothing to space into the gamer culture they literally is not as far from a bad game beyond the stigma. Another reason that the Shrek Shearers game, like, what are you talking about? The frustration is justified, but a lot of anger is misplaced. They're saying, hey, you're angry that this happened. That's fair, but you're misplacing it towards Marathon. Shouldn't outright be blamed. They're literally saying what Marabots have been saying the whole time. The Marathon community has been, hey, don't blame Marathon for what's happened to Destiny. They're literally saying the same thing that people in your own community have been arguing, desperately trying to convince people. Talk about to read the article. Such as reacting to headline and not even taking the time to read the article when the article actually says some of the same things as the American community, such as blaming marathons for downfall, is misplaced. Baiting yourself. Rage baiting, going on a rant. Imagine rage baiting yourself and going on a rant. Reacting to a headline and non-talk. Yeah, like I had to do that. Like it's just nonsensical. Like please read the fuck. I ask that you watch this. I know the beginning of it isn't about game, but the message time is something I think you'll agree. If it's 20 seconds long, don't care. This is the same Destiny bulletin, all insert game bulletin. If it bleeds, it leads. Journalism. No one reads the article. Local finally realizes his failing game that he failed a podcast about and that he built a failed podcast. Did he really make a podcast? There's no way he made a podcast. There's no way that he wasted his time making a podcast. Oh, he did. SMMP, escape will make me. Oh, it's that Ryan guy. Oh, you got multiple losers over here that glaze bunge marathon. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Keep at it. Keep at it. I'm sure I would love to see what that podcast looks like when Marathon dies. Escape will make me God. Well, I don't know if it'll make you God, but it'll make you a little bit, feel safer mentally. They should have made a better game than these posts do fuck all too. Couldn't have said it better. You figure it out, prick. I like Marathon. It's just read the article, then talk about the article. You're getting triggered. I can't even. This is what's the problem with people. again, I will never understand people like this getting, upset about a title or constantly hate watching, hate reading, looking. If you don't like it, stay offline. If you use it to post content, then post your content. But he doesn't react to Twitter, then make videos about it. At least I don't think he does. I've never seen it. But reading is hard. Yes, you're right, Sparrow, which is crazy for someone that has a PhD in chemistry. You would think that you could take the time. That's even more embarrassing when you have a doctorate and you had to take the time to read. I guarantee, I'm sure he's had to read studies and like case studies and like look at, formulas and shit. Like you actually have to go through and look at it. Like getting your PhD isn't like, oh, everyone gets a PhD. That's not like you just get paid for it and get handed. You actually have to put the effort into it. So like, it's embarrassing that you can't even take the time to read what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. Oh, there was more. There was more. There was more. We missed out. Let's see. We have more to the saga. Also, the fact that the recent Bungie layoffs came out after the announcement of Destiny 2 support coming to an end further illustrates what a bad position the studio has found itself in. Marathon is Bungie's only hope right now, and there is a big possibility that Destiny 2 fans won't budge and let the extraction shooter take its place. Again, nothing said is not true. It sucks that I enjoy playing Marathon, but as soon as I stream it, how can you disgrace Destiny 2 like this? Dead game. The article's even taking some of these people and putting them out there, which is something he's making more of this article's making more of an example of how people feel. Like his complaints right here, they are echoing it by showing other people like a Nighthawk the same vibes. There have been situations where streamers have outright quit playing Marathon because of the backlash they receive from Destiny 2 fans via comments and chat. Angry messages like calling Marathon a dead game or claiming streamers are betraying Destiny 2 fans have kept some from enjoying the broadcasting their time with the extraction shooter. This isn't fair to the streamers or fans in general because Marathon has a lot to offer once Destiny 2 drama is set aside. Oh my God. It even looks worse. They're actually trying to, be supportive of streamers who are getting hate, which is what he's bitching about. He's literally bitching about the same thing that they're calling out. Hey guys, it's not fair to them. Meanwhile, said streamer looking like a jackass, calling out and attacking this article that he obviously didn't read. You know what? You deserve one of these, Scarrow.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Sony and Bungie have made a lot of mistakes since joining forces, but Marathon deserves a chance to have its moment in the spotlight. Scarrow, sorry.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Holy shit. The main question, though, is whether the companies will actually allow it to happen. Sony's live service plans are getting in its own way, especially when the company insists on premium prices. Again, this is a fair criticism toward Sony. There are many reasons why Sony should make Marathon free. This is a take though. See, if you want to make a take on that, that makes sense. One of the main reasons is because it opens the door even wider to gamers who aren't concerned with the outcome of Destiny 2. Arc Raiders might be able to get away with its $40 price tag, but Sony needs to finally accept that Marathon isn't strong enough competitor right now to justify the same cost. There's a very real possibility that Marathon could hit those same heights one day, but it has a significant learning curve compared to Arc Raiders that is likely deterring a lot of people from spending the money to check out a game that they have not even clicked with. I'm going to say this right now, you can make this thing free, it doesn't matter. We saw the free week and it didn't even have that big of an increase. It didn't, and the retention is not there. So this has already been debunked. This is hopium, which is funny because again, this is something that Scarrow should be supporting instead of attacking them for, because they're trying to say, hey, this thing could still shine, in which case he didn't even bother read, so you get another one of these.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
You got to know that this journalist that was like trying to uplift and be, you know, a little positive and be like, hey, there's a lot of shade and hate coming to Marathon. It's not justified. This person is actually trying to be more leaning toward people like Scarrow. And this journalist is looking at this tweet from Scarrow like,
what am I supposed to do for you?
You won't read the fucking article.
What am I supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do? Whatever Bungie and Sony decide to do next when it comes to the future of Marathon is dire. As of right now, it looks like Bungie has found itself a hole that seems impossible to get out of, which is a shame. Bungie harbors a lot of fantastic and talented devs, and Marathon gameplay lore is a reflection of that talent. Marathon's chances of being a game that harbors as strong of a community as Destiny aren't over yet, but the time for Bungie and Sony to find a solid fix is running out. This is the most copium, this is the most copium fucking thing, and it is so pro Marathon. It is the most same generic, you know, cope that the Marathon community is desperately trying to say. You know what? You get one of these too, Scarrow. Note to self, always take the time to read an article before you shit on that article. Because then you look like a fucking jackass. You look like a fucking jackass. Anytime I see someone in my comment section say something, I'm going to say, now you're acting like Scarrow. You're acting like Scarrow. Don't pull a Scarrow. Read the article, then have a logical, you know, critical, you know, feedback. Provide critical feedback. Like, you could target what you didn't like. But I'm reading this, and this is like, there's a lot of cope in this article. And most of the people that hate Marathon would disagree with this article. And you are literally someone that is actually trying to defend you guys. Literally pointing out people like you who are saying the same thing. Trying to put a spotlight on the bad behavior or what they deem as bad behavior. This is why people will forever hate content creators like Scarrow and other Marabots. They cannot be honest. They cannot intellectually take the time to assess the situation. And everything is hate. Nothing's justified. Well, you know what? You get what you fucking deserve. Make a game that no one asked for and consumers don't want, and you try to chill it out. You get what you fucking deserve. And you know, the fact that Scarrow, he gets so triggered when people call him a shill and shit like that, but then, and take him out of context and blah, 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 blah. And yet he's doing the same thing to a game article that he didn't even read. I feel no empathy or sympathy for you. You get what you fucking deserve. Literally, you doing the same thing that you bitch about to an article that you didn't even read. Blaming the journalist. Like, who is reading these articles? Not you! Not you! Not you! And anyways, this turned into a video that I didn't expect, because I thought this was like, he read the article, and then I read the article and I was like, you didn't read this? Anyways, let me know in the comments down. If it wasn't true, he wouldn't get so mad. You're right. The beautiful thing is, people who don't believe that anything that people say is true would not get this emotionally mad. The fact that he is so triggered, he knows that Marathon sucks. Unironically, we get it. Marathon sucks, which I guarantee he gets it. He finally accepts it. He's not hiding it anymore. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. By the way, I want your honest opinions on the article. Forget what I said. Forget what Scarrow said. What's your assessment after either watching me read it or you read it yourself? Do you think that this is just a rage baity topic, or are they trying to bring a spotlight to a problem that a lot of people in the marathon community have said, which is the overhate, the blaming, all that jazz? Do you think that this article is stirring the pot just to stir the pot, or you think they're trying to bring a spotlight to a problem that they think is a problem with hate? Let me know in the comments down below with your genuine thoughts, and I'll see you next one. Huzzah.